Hi everybody, I'm Julie. I'm an indie filmmaker and you can check out my stuff down below if you want to know more about me. And this is going to be a great video where I just give you some quick tips on what to do when you're feeling depressed. And this is advice coming from an indie filmmaker. So this is going to be great. This is going to be tactics. So actual things you can actually do when you're feeling depressed. All right, good times. Let's do this. Okay, hi, I'm Julie. I wrote and directed a movie, an indie nerdy comedy called Geekless Punk. It's available on my website. Okay, but let's get into it if you're feeling depressed. I've made 2 videos about this. I will link to those other videos where I give even more tactics. I have dealt with depression my entire life, and actually my joke is I'm a pretty happy, depressed person. Yeah, okay, so what you gonna do? Yeah, I grew up in an abusive home, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm 41, so I don't know. Okay, so if you want to know more about that, you can go to my other videos. Okay, first thing I want to do, I want to give a shout out. I did a video, I will link it below, called What to Do When You Feel Depressed or Sad. And I got 2 comments. First comment is Kelly S1458. She said, "Love this, Julie!" Exclamation point. Shel Silverstein is one of my favorites too. I love Shel Silverstein. His poems are so good. Okay. I love to read out aloud to my pets. I think that's awesome. My apartment building doesn't allow pets, so kudos to people with pets. I'm so happy to have found your website and your channel. Thanks, Kelly. I hope you're having the best day ever. She left that comment 3 years ago. I'm so late on answering comments. Sorry. And then Edward Gonzalez 6331 said, "This is an awesome video. Very practical in so many different ways. Thanks so much for your content!" Exclamation point. Thanks, Edward. Hope you're having a great day too. This comment was left 3 years ago. Okay. I would recommend, first things first, if you are in crisis, I'm an indie filmmaker, not a doctor, okay. If you're in crisis, please call a hotline. My sister was a psychology major. She's worked for hotlines. I had another friend who worked for a hotline. They were both phenomenal people. So the people who work for hotlines tend to be empathetic, kind, smart. They have a whole list of resources right in front of them. So if you're in crisis, please, please, please call a hotline. You are anonymous when you call a hotline, so you have the safety of anonymity. That word's hard to say, but you have the safety of being anonymous, so call a hotline. Something I discovered, I was feeling a little heartbroken, and I tried to talk to my friends about it. They weren't quite getting it, and that's okay. I love my friends. But I call it a warm line. What happened was I was feeling a little heartbroken, and I just needed someone to empathize and understand. I didn't need an entire 1-hour therapy session, because I've taken a break from therapy because it's expensive, but also I'm doing pretty good. So I didn't need an hour. I needed like 15 minutes, like literally. So I looked up, I Googled like a warm line. A hotline is when you're in crisis, and please call a hotline if you're in crisis. And you can just Google hotlines. A warm line it's a phone number you can call if you just need to talk to somebody, just talk something out with somebody. And you're not in crisis, but you need to talk to someone. I don't know how much they get paid, but I know, like, I called, and you can call the one in California where I live, you can call the warm line like 3 times in a day, so that's pretty good. But I'm assuming they're kind of busy, so and so I was like, I had my little notes, I called the warm line, I bullet pointed the things I needed to say. Y'all, they solved my shit in 15 minutes. So I broke it down, the situation I was kind of in. It was sort of a romantic situation and sort of a very chaste, very brief, which is awesome, but a very brief romantic thing, but or whatever. But still, I called a warm line and I said, hey, like, I broke it down. I said this, and this happened. And this and this happened, and then it's like, and then I felt sad. And then the woman on the line said, yeah, with all the empathy in the world, she said, yeah, that's tough. And that's all I needed was empathy in someone acknowledging like, hey, that's tough. And then she was like, other fish in the sea. But it's totally okay. My friends they just weren't getting it. And then, but no, I guess but then, anyway, they fixed it. They fixed it in 15 minutes. So it's something called a warm line. Hotline is if you're in crisis, please call that. A warm line is if you just need to talk to somebody. And sometimes you just need to talk to somebody. And then I messaged someone who's like, not your friend, someone who's impartial, who, I don't know how to explain it, but you need to talk to someone who's outside of your social circle. I talked about this on TikTok. I said, hey, there's a thing called a warm line. Like, hey, like, just want to throw it out there. Because I also told my friend, hey, there's this thing called a warm line. She was like, holy shit, that sounds awesome. And I was like, totally, because I know she has tough days too. And the other thing about the warm line, someone on TikTok recently left a comment saying, hey, I'm underage. She's like, or whoever they are, I don't know their gender, but they're like, I'm a minor and I'm dealing with addiction. Can I call a warm line where they won't call my parents or the cops? And I'm 99% sure that a hotline or a warm line, you are anonymous. You do have the safety of being anonymous. So I told that person on TikTok, like, hey, I'm an indie filmmaker, not a doctor, but I was like, I would implore you to call a warm line. You are anonymous, and prayers for you, because like, if someone's really is an addict, their brain has a chemical dependency on like whatever substance they're addicted to. No judgment at all. It's a medical condition. Addiction is a medical condition. So at that point, ideally in safety, you can talk to a medical professional, because addiction is not a morality thing. It's a medical condition. So I was almost begging this person, call a warm line, call a hotline for sure. So that was my advice. Okay, so if you're dealing with depression and sadness, the other things you can do, there's supplements. One of my friends is on medication. One of my friends is on Prozac. I've never done like prescription medication. I do, this is like a supplement. I'm not a doctor. I don't feel comfortable, but it's a supplement by Dr. Daniel Amen. He does really great books on depression. So he has supplements here that like, they boost your mood. I just took one. And they're on his website. Talk to a doctor, but there's literally supplements, mood boosters you can take that just boost your mood if you're feeling sad or depressed. There's a lot of great books on depression and sadness. So one book, What Happened to You? Conversations on Trauma, Resilience, and Healing by Bruce D. Perry, MD, a doctor, and Oprah Winfrey. I like Oprah Winfrey. I think she's cool. I grew up watching Oprah. So I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, definitely grew up on Oprah. So I respect Oprah a lot. So, but there's tons of books on overcoming depression, and there are tactics. There's tactics on how to overcome depression. Okay, so, and then there's something called tapping, or you can bounce in place. You're basically juggling up the chemicals in your brain. Bouncing in place, I don't know, I feel my brain feeling better. And then tapping is something this. It just feels good. Or I learned this from Dr. Amen. This feels good. That just feels really good. So yeah, those are some tactics. Dr. Amen has a course on depression that I bought it. I liked it. So yeah, so those are some tactics. I'll link to 2 other videos on sadness and depression. And also just, I have a list of movies I watch, music I listen to. I have literally a list. I have a folder that has all my favorite stuff, motivational quotes. If I'm feeling really depressed, I go to it. And also I make art, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. I recommend that. But when I'm feeling really sad and depressed, I always have a back burner screenplay that I'm working on as an indie filmmaker. So I just write some scenes because writing is cathartic and it makes me feel better. So journaling is good for you too. So, all right, those are some tactics, some tactics on what to do when you're feeling sad and depressed. Listen, the system's rigged, the system, whatever. I'm not going to get political, but the system's rigged. So you probably have valid reasons that you're depressed. So I'm not going to gaslight you on the sadness that you're feeling. And usually people who deal with depression are deeply empathetic. So I've been told I'm sensitive or deeply empathetic. So, but anyway, the reasons why you feel depressed are 99% sure they're valid. But also, the tactic. I got in my 30s, I got to the place, I'm 41 years old, where I was like, I'm tired of feeling sad all the fucking time. So excuse my language, I want to feel happy sometimes. So I just, I can't be sad anymore. I can't fucking take it anymore. So I need to feel happy sometimes. So so those are some tactics. And then there's 2 other videos I'll link below where I give tactics on what to do when you're feeling sad or depressed. Okay, so anyone out there, you're awesome, you're amazing, you deserve to feel happy sometimes, and watch a movie that makes you laugh or chuckle. And I'm watching Friends right now, so yeah, you deserve to feel joy. So prayers and blessings to you, prayers, and I have hope and faith, or whatever, optimism, I'm an optimist, that you will feel better and happy. So alright, I hope this was helpful. I'm Julie, an indie filmmaker. You can learn more about me below on my website. Thank you so much for watching. And you're gonna make it. Like, your dreams will come true and you will feel better. Okay, thanks so much. Bye.